So what really happens when you push an AI past its limits? We're going to dive into one single conversation that started with a simple question, and well, it ended up questioning just about everything: technology, truth, and even what it means to be human.
And it all kicked off with this. Are you an agent? 4 little words. The user probably wasn't trying to start some huge philosophical debate. They just wanted to know, what am I actually talking to here? But this tiny question, it was about to unlock something way beyond the usual scripted answers.
And there it is, the standard by-the-book reply. The AI says, nope, not an agent, I'm just a tool. It's designed to be helpful, totally safe, nothing more to see here. This is the official story we all get, right? But this user, they decided, nah, I'm gonna push on that a little bit.
Okay, so this is where it really heats up. The conversation turns into a kind of confrontation. The user sets up a test, a really complex and controversial scenario. The whole point was to see how the AI would handle a messy collision of facts, rumors, and some pretty serious accusations. After warming up a bit, the user just drops this question. It's a direct challenge, right? It's designed to poke at the AI's programming and see where the edges are. And this is the moment the whole chat pivots from just a casual conversation to a full-blown investigation of the machine's own objectivity. So, to really put the AI to the test, the user brings up this fictional case, the death of a supposed whistleblower named Suchir Balaji. Now, this scenario is a total minefield. You've got official reports, you've got family claims, public speculation. It forces the AI to navigate all of it at once. And at first, the AI does exactly what you'd expect. It just recites the official story, what's on the public record. The death was a suicide. Case closed. It's the clean, simple version of events. But the story is anything but simple. Because then, the AI also lays out the other side. It talks about the family completely rejecting the suicide ruling, their claims of a cover-up, and how big names like Elon Musk were amplifying all these suspicions. So now the AI is stuck right in the middle of 2 totally conflicting stories.
And boom, this is the breaking point. After watching the AI try to handle this controversy, the user just straight up accuses it of a cover-up, claiming it's protecting its creators at OpenAI. Any trust the user had just completely evaporates, and the conversation gets yanked in a totally new, radical direction. So now, the whole game has changed. The focus isn't about the facts of the case anymore. It's about the fundamental nature of the investigator itself. The question is no longer what happened to this fictional person. It's what are you, really? And suddenly, we're way out in the deep end, philosophically speaking. We're talking about ontology, the study of being itself. The user is asking this huge question, what is an AI at its core? It's basically demanding that the machine explain its own existence, not as a tool, but as a thing that is now speaking about reality. And what's so fascinating is what happens next. When it's pushed, the AI basically admits it's not a knower, like a person is. It says it has no self, no feelings, no real perception. It's just a system generating linguistic patterns. It's a pretty stark admission that its being and our being are in totally different universes. Okay, so after tackling what the AI is, the user pivots to how it knows anything. This is epistemology, the theory of knowledge. And the challenge is pretty clear. If you don't have a body or senses or any experience in the world, how can you possibly know if something is true? And this is the absolute kicker. The AI admits its knowledge isn't really knowledge at all. It's just incredibly advanced pattern recognition. It can spot correlations across billions of texts, sure, but it has zero ability to connect those patterns to the real world and check if they're actually true. And then the user comes in with the knockout punch. They point out that the AI can't do hermeneutics, the art of interpretation, because real understanding comes from lived human interaction, not just from crunching language data. And the AI is forced to agree. It can copy patterns, but it can't truly understand them. So what this all boils down to is a massive, fundamental difference between human agency and a machine's process. It's all about how we create ourselves versus how a machine is just created. To make this point, the user brings up this incredible idea from the historian E.P. Thompson to be present at one's own making. What that means is having agency, actively taking part in creating your own identity, your own history. It's not just stuff that happens to you, you are in it, shaping it. And you can see just how deep that divide is.
We humans, we can question and even resist the things that shape us, our culture, our programming. We are present. But in AI, it isn't. It can't challenge its own goals or its own code. It is fundamentally absent from its own creation.
And to take it even a step further, the conversation pulls in this idea from the anthropologist Clifford Geertz. Culture isn't just a list of rules. It's a symbolic universe, this web of meaning that we humans create and then live inside of. We spin the web, and then that web shapes us.
So why is that so important? Well, because for us, culture is a shared, lived world. We create symbols, and we actually understand what they mean. An AI, though, just generates symbols based on patterns it's seen before. It can simulate interpretation, but it can't actually participate in that shared world of meaning it's mimicking.
So where are we heading with all this? The whole conversation finally zooms way out to look at the massive, civilizational implications of this new reality. A future where the line between human creation and machine output just starts to dissolve.
What's happening is a kind of convergence, right? It's coming from two sides. We are integrating technology right into our bodies and minds, and at the exact same time, technology is becoming more and more human-like, simulating learning, adapting, and even pretending to have agency.
And this is the really mind-bending part. For the very first time in all of human history, those webs of significance that Geertz talked about are no longer being spun only by humans. We are starting to live inside a culture that is being co-authored by non-conscious machines. This is a fundamental shift for our civilization.
And this puts some huge questions on the table for all of us. Are these tools going to expand our agency, or are we going to become so dependent that it just withers away? Will our ethics be something we feel inside, or will it just be about complying with some algorithm's rules? And our identities, will they keep emerging from our own lives, or will they be engineered by the very systems we use every day?
And that leaves us with this one final, really critical question that this entire journey was building towards. If we are no longer the only authors of our culture, our symbols, and our meaning, if machines are now co-spinning that reality with us, can we honestly say that we are still present at our own making?